You are listening to the Path of Presence podcast, where we integrate head and heart with mindful alignment of branding, business, and social presence with Evelyn Foreman. Free resources are available on our website at pathofpresence.com. Join us on an awakening journey to flourish online, to build a sustainable lifestyle business, to market your program or service, to create intentional community, and to receive inspiration, information, and ideas on how to balance the entrepreneurial journey. Together, let's move forward as the light we've come to be, integrated, heart-centered, spirit-guided, and vision-led. And now your host, Evelyn Foreman. Well, hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining our show today. Today we're going to talk about the 5 secrets of creating highly engaging, attractive, professional content that will be sure to turn heads. With graphic design, you can either choose to wing it or you can up the level of professional presentation so that all of your collaterals, everything that you produce is amazing, which to your audience, by the way, is a reflection of who you are, what your brand is, and what you represent. Ultimately, how your service, product, or program is perceived. So here are the 5 steps that I will be covering today. The secret now is in the execution of the steps, the practice of them. So stay with me as I go through these 5. Step number 1 are photos. Where do we get photos? Where do we start? What is our basis? Step 2, graphics creators. Okay, once we get our photos, where are we going to produce these amazing graphics for our social media content? Step number 3, stylizing your brand with photo filters or anything else. Step 4, content. Now, once you have these beautiful images done, what would you put on the content itself? What words, what type font would you overlay onto the graphics? And finally, step 5 is a call to action. So these 5 secret steps may seem fairly obvious, but the difference between knowing and practicing, of actually application, of applying, that is where the secret lies. The practice of applying what you know, the application. And if you stick with me to the end of this program, I'll show you how to get access to a 6-day social media content creation course for free. You'll be taken step by step each day in nugget-sized lessons so that we go over the why behind it, the theory behind why we're doing what we're doing. And you'll be taking the practical steps to execute it, to put it into practice. And the best part, I'll be with you every step of the way so you won't go at it alone. So let's talk a little bit about graphics. Graphics are central to today's high-stake, short attention span online marketplace. Technology has stepped up a few notches, and everywhere we look, websites, social media, mobile applications, everything is visually engaging, vying for our attention. According to the Social Media Marketing Industry Report of 2016, 74% of social marketers use visual assets in their marketing, ahead of blogs and even videos. When people hear information, about 10% of the information is retained, whereas most human beings are visual learners, retaining 65% of what we see. Graphic design has become available to the normal everyday user. No longer do you need to go to school for it. Graphic Photoshop experience is no longer necessary to create high-impact, visually engaging, exciting graphics. Graphic design and creation involves at least 2 elements, the photo itself and also the program that creates the graphic. If you're really amazing with your camera or smartphone device and can take amazing photos, that is one resource. The photos you take can be backgrounds to the graphics you create. Now, there are a number of mobile photo editors that have built-in lenses and frames allowing you to produce graphics that appear to be professionally done. If you're handy with the camera, you probably already know this. There are also programs and applications that actually put all the elements of a graphic together: the photo, the text, the styling of the graphic. So these tools to support you and to help you create graphics for all your social marketing, blog, and website needs is available either online or literally at your fingertips on your mobile device. Some graphics functionality includes drag and drop features and no graphics experience necessary. For the most part, all you need is a good eye and a sense of balance and creativity. So I'm going to go over some graphics applications and programs in this portion of our podcast, and I'm probably going to go over them fairly quickly, but you can also download the accompanying PDF to this so that you have this information as well. A couple of online graphics creation programs are available at canva.com, getstencil.com, and picmonkey.com. Some simple quote creator applications make it really easy to put quotes in a graphic that is visually engaging and attractive. Two examples of these mobile applications are Quozio and InstaQuote. Other smartphone applications that allow you to start and finish a graphic within minutes, if not seconds, are the following: WordSwag, Typeover, and iStamp. In particular, iStamp allows you to put a watermark and also your logo on your graphics, either one at a time or, the best part, in bulk. Now, I've got a complete list of graphic resources for you available at pathofpresence.net/graphic resources. All right, so let's talk about stock photography for a little bit. There are numerous sites online that offer royalty-free general stock photo resources. Some very popular sites for royalty stock photography are the following: Pixabay, Pixels, and Splash. With today's resources, it's unacceptable to utilize low-quality photos with bad lighting. Bad photos will simply not get you the attention and the engagement that you're looking for. So, if you're unhappy with the photos that you take on your mobile app, stock photos are a treasure trove of value and is a highly recommended resource. So for the sake of my audience, I'm going to touch on royalty-free specialty stock, feminine stylized photo resources. Many of us go through Creative Market to purchase royalty-free stock photography. However, I found numerous resources online that offer really beautiful stock photography at no cost. The information that I have is offered by photographers. You're free to download these stylized photo products at any time for exchange of an email address. Some of these are amazing. And my list at the end of this podcast includes 30 resource links that you can go to. So the download link for the entire graphics resource collection is available at www.pathofpresence.net/graphics resources. So we've got graphics stock photos, stylized photos, and graphics creators, programs, and applications. Now, let's talk about content. What kind of text do we overlay on the graphics to engage with our audience? Stepping back to understand social media and the purpose of social media, we need to touch on why people are online in the first place. If you could remember the acronym CESI, which stands for Connect, Entertain, Share, and Invite, social media will make so much more sense. Social media has infiltrated our society and have become a norm in our everyday life. The original intent of social media is to be social. People are on social media to connect with each other. Through the use of social media, people are able to find their long-lost friends and cronies from way back in high school or even elementary school. Social media is used as a means of communication between groups, clubs, organizations, and much, much more. So, people on social media are there to connect with each other. Well, along the same lines, when people go on social media, they want to be entertained. Email is no longer the chosen medium for communication because email is seen as a list of things to do from someone else's agenda. Think about that for a little bit. When we get an email, it's usually a request from someone asking about some sort of information. Yes, email still remains a primary form of communication. However, arguably, email is not nearly as entertaining as social media. The time spent on social media is purely a demand for entertainment. The question you want to ask yourself is if your content is meaningful, relatable, and easy to digest enough so that your audience is entertained. Another thing people do on social media is to share information. When something causes us to connect or is highly entertaining, the post goes viral. There are some questions to ask yourself when considering share-worthiness of your content. Does your content motivate? Does your content excite? Does your content address frustrations or pain points that is highly relatable in the human condition? When we create content that resonates with your ideal client, that tickles their sweet spot, you'll be serving them with great value and insight. They'll share it, it'll go viral, which means that it'll be shared on the internet over and over and over again to a large amount of people. Lastly, as a means of connection, entertainment, and shareability, people on social media invite others to be part of something. They like to be invited to an event or a birthday party or an art opening or anything that might be on a social level. So therefore, the content, the text, wording that you produce on your graphics and your beautiful photos put together must do one or more of the following. They might allow people to connect with themselves or other people, that your content entertains them, that your content is worthy of sharing, or that they feel included because they're being invited to something. The question of content then goes back to you knowing who your target audience is. Having a clear idea of your ideal customer, the customer persona or avatar, really helps you to focus on what your content should be. For instance, content that is geared toward men in the construction industry is vastly different than content geared towards moms who are running businesses out of their home. Not only does the text and the messaging need to be specifically tailored to your audience, the graphic and the photos must also match the message and appeal to that audience. Lastly, and most important, above graphics, above the text, is a call to action. Statistics show that people are 80% more apt to take action if there is specific instruction, if there's a specific call to action noted on the posting itself. A few examples of calls to action are the following: act now, limited supply, while supplies last, take action today, exclusive offer. You get the picture. So back to our secret of applying what we know to practice. Okay, I'm going to share with you a really quick story about my son, who was 8 years old at the time, about him going hiking and application itself. And so I asked him, son, do you have sunscreen? He said, yes, it's in my pocket. And he's about to leave the door. So I said, great. Is it on your skin? And he goes, no. So I reminded him that his sunscreen or lip balm or bug spray for that matter won't help him one iota unless he applies it on himself. Doesn't that sound familiar? Our creation of highly engaging visual content will only work if we apply the steps and the practice part when we apply what we know. And that is the secret sauce. So here again are the 5 secret steps to content creation on social media. Number 1, photos, where to get them. Number 2, graphics creators, what creates these beautiful graphics. Number 3, stylizing your brand with photo filters. Number 4, content, what do you put on those beautiful graphics? What text will engage your audience? And lastly, the call to action. What instruction, what is it that you want the person reading the post to do? Okay, so here's the value add to this podcast. If you would like to participate in a 6-day practical course that is presented in bite-sized nuggets, information will be shared with you over the course of 6 days where you take action every day to create your content. Then join me in my free social media content creation course. And here's your call to action. To get started, go to pathofpresence.net/content creation. Again, pathofpresence.net/content creation. The best part about this is that it's a free course and it'll provide you with a ton of free resources. It'll get you on the right track to looking for graphics, for content, and get you thinking about posting frequency, where you get to post on your own natively or whether you choose to use a social media scheduler. And so that's it for today. We've talked about the 5 critical secret elements that must be addressed when creating content, along with the value add of my free social media content creation course to get you on your way. If you like to be in community with us with other conscious, heart-centered, spirit-led entrepreneurs, please hop over to our Facebook group and join us. The Facebook group page is facebook.com/groups/Path of Presence. And if you're not already a member, submit a request and we'll see you on the other side. If you have any questions, please submit them to light, L-I-G-H-T, @pathofpresence.com. All right. I look forward to seeing you in the free course and to talking to you in our Facebook group soon. Thank you so much again for being part of today's podcast. Thank you for listening to the Path of Presence podcast with Evelyn Foreman. Join us each week for mindful, engaging, enlightening dialogue to shift your awareness and build your business online. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this podcast by clicking on the subscribe button. Join our Facebook page for updates, freebies, tips, and trainings at facebook.com/Path of Presence. Free business and social media marketing resources available on our website at pathofpresence.com. You are listening to the Path of Presence podcast with Evelyn Foreman. Have a beautiful day and aloha.